And another eye-popping number to throw your way, including Rory Mcllroy, youngest U.S. Open champion since World War II. Rory just turned 22. He's going to be the youngest U.S. Open champion since 21-year-old Bobby Jones won the 1923 championship. In the last 80 years, only one player younger than McIlroy has won a major championship. Tiger Woods at the 97 Masters when he was 21. Here's Y.E. Yang.
See if you can conjure up a better swing and not hook it. He just is basically, oh, there's a good bounce, but he's just sort of falling apart off the tee. I'm not sure if Rory just wore him out or what, but it's left to left right now.
One last big swing here for McIlroy.
You watch, he's going to pound this thing. This is not some little finesse shot.
I think the game plan has changed it all. Aggressive, free-flowing. That's what he wanted to do when he got this big lead. Keep it going.
I think it's a good one.
I think this is going to be fine.
Sitting up. It's not bad. That's a good shot. Got a little too much right side. Came up with the right side. Watch the right foot come up a little early, you know. When that thing pops up, it throws the right hip up, and that makes you come over just a little bit.
You see J.P. Fitzgerald there, Rory McIlroy's caddy. We haven't mentioned much of him, but he's a part of that close-knit circle, the Northern Ireland veteran caddy who's carried for the likes of Darren Clarke in the past. A good golfer in his own right. Played some collegiate golf here in the U.S. and Middle Tennessee State. So J.P. Fitzgerald right next to Rory, step for step in this march toward history. Speaking of Darren Clarke, we mentioned that Chubby Chandler and Darren Clarke first met Rory McIlroy when he was 12 years old at a Junior Golf Foundation tournament that Darren Clarke was holding in Ireland. And so Rory has had Darren Clarke's cell phone since he was 12. And so that helps you learn the game.
This shot here is so hard to get close. Look at the spin he put on that. Wow.
Just another example of what Jason Day has been doing all day. Missing greens, missing fairways, but not one lost shot today. Amazing.
That was a clicky shot he hit right there. Hit really close to that ball. I didn't think he'd even think of playing this shot to land it as deep into that green as still. Look at where he lands this. Hits right into the bank perfectly. You couldn't have landed it in a better spot. And if he makes this, I mean, this is one of the best scoring rounds with a lot of pressure. He's really playing a tournament championship within a championship, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's going to win the second championship.
So now Westwood, another one of those at 6 under, just playing it perfectly down the slope. What a touch.
I'll say that's fantastic also.
Must feel a little strange to see your good friend McIlroy win his first major championship at the age of 22. Westwood so long now has been the next, you know, the great player, the best player not to win a major, and he's knocked down the door so many times he'll wait for another time.
Yeah, I got that feeling that he, you know, obviously loves Rory, but I know he was thinking just what you were thinking, whereas Garcia could have thought the same way because he hasn't won a major. But I got the feeling Garcia thought it was great to see Rory win.
Westwood will be among the many who I'm sure will await a celebration with McIlroy. Hats off. Round of 70 for Lee.
And if Jason Day were to make this putt, which is sort of, you'd think seal second place, even though Yang is just one back of him, would have won every U.S. Open but 2. There's -8.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he just would have won every U.S. Open but 2 of them, and this is really not an easy putt.
This putt to finish the U.S. Open with 45 consecutive bogey-free holes.
Mark, where are you?
I am right down here, Johnny. The thing that was so cool about that bunker shot was he carried a long ways and was very low with all that spin.
That's amazing, Johnny. 45 straight bogey-free holes in the U.S. Open.
I think he's going to take a lot away from this championship. Sure, he didn't win the U.S. Open, but I mean, his performance under the pressure, you know, whether he gets in at 8 under or 7 under, really was extremely good.
Have you ever seen a guy besides maybe Retief Goosen make more inside 10 feet than he has today?
He's made them all so far.
This, in most likelihood, for his second straight runner-up finish in a major.
This is a hard putt. This will move right on Mark.
It will.
Not a single shot dropped in his final 45 holes.
He made all those putts at Augusta. This guy can close.
One of the great scrambling performances we've seen in a long, long time. Didn't have his best stuff from tee to green, but got it out of 68. And only Yang can catch him for second place. And the final pair is out there, Roger.
And Yang has 267 left to the hole, 246 to the front. And I would assume, Johnny, you're going to try to run something into this green.
You know, you know, this is a funny shot to try. You know, I'm not sure if this is the highest percentage shot to try to fit it in there. With
if you land it short of the green, really very far short of the green, you have it turning left at all, the water is definitely in play.
Yeah, he's been hitting everything left, so let's see if he can keep
this one's not left. This is going dead
way right.
Yeah, I would have, knowing his game is basically, you know, falling apart tee to green, I would have probably told him let's hit about a 6-iron down there in a nice wedge with spin and try it from there.
And there is Jerry right on the spot, Rory's father. He can't wait for the hug that's going to happen maybe on that 72nd hole down the way.
I think the best thing to do is that right side of the green.
201 lies okay. He's hitting it very high at the very right side of the green, and it's going to come up just a little shy, but that's pretty good.
That's where you're supposed to hit it when you're in the rough. No, he's not loving it, but you can tell he's a competitor. He wants to hit every shot great. That's really a cool sign that you know, 17 bothered him a little bit, and even the way he played 18, but it shows that he wants every shot is precious to him.
You talk about a dreamlike moment. Going down the fairway on the 72nd hole at a U.S. Open with a 9-shot lead. And again, all of it coming after the disaster at Augusta. The day after he shot 80 at the Masters. On his Twitter account, he put out a quote from Muhammad Ali the day after. And it said, "It's repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen." Using the quote from Muhammad Ali. And so he didn't wallow in it. He moved on from it, gained strength from it. And it's come out in unbelievable fashion this week.
Sure, when he sees his father, maybe all this raw emotion. Well, his dad's walking along with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
A lot of emotion will come out in the next half hour, I'm sure. All those days of getting him to junior tournaments and
getting him over to the Hollywood Golf Club, where Rory became a member, honorary member at the age of 7. Didn't want to leave his dad's side.
And I'm sure there'll be a couple of pros here waiting for him at the green, or at least the clubhouse or locker room.
Used to carry around a golf bag that was as big as he was. In fact, his smaller clubs would get lost in it, so they used to stuff newspaper in the bag so Rory could take the clubs out of it. He just got a glimpse of his father walking alongside, and he gave the smile, the connection.
Oh, that's great.
And his dad said, "Way to go, son."
What a Father's Day present.
Going to see our second straight father-son Northern Ireland embrace in the U.S. Open. And there's Graham McDowell coming out. He's the guy that got the hug from his dad Ken last year at Pebble Beach. It is amazing that it's going to happen again from that same tiny part of the country.
Where's our landing? What's that? Yeah, like how far short of the pin?
Well, this up and in makes a big difference. Instead of maybe being third by himself,
85 minus 6,
he
so yeah,
would drop and tie for, well, third, but
Stand
with
real
a bunch
still.
of guys.
Hold your position.
Big difference.
He's got 83 yards, John. The ball above his feet, kind of a side hill, downhill lie.
The scale of 1 to 10, this is way up there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is hard to get close to the hole. Got to pitch it short. You got to judge it just right and just creep it over hill. I think this has got to go.
There's a big hogsback between him and the hole, folks. It's so hard to get it close. But not bad. I'd like to see Rory finish this off with a par and just make it even more joyful. But it is one of the hardest up and in she'll have from where he is. It looks easy, but it's not.
Graham McDowell has been making his way down the crowded hillside. Now he's in position. Way to go. And it's one thing, Johnny, to see great performances in sport. It's quite another to see a bounce back performance like this after what happened at Augusta. Those are the ones that really separate themselves even further.
I mean, what's the odds of little Northern Ireland winning 2 U.S. Opens in a row? Europe had so much trouble in Great Britain winning a U.S. Open. Now 2 in a row.
His father Jerry likes to stay in the background, stay out of the limelight, let it all shine on his son. Well, he's going to be a part of this.
This breaks left, but the big thing is to get the right distance control. It's got to get up over this hill.
And it does it.
A great shot. That's a great putt. Not just a good putt, but a great putt. I mean, that's a crazy good putt, Roger.
Why not, Johnny? Why not?
that makes it really joyful.
There must be 15,000 crowded around this amphitheater, over at the 10th, up the clubhouse hillside. They're all standing on their feet.
A little bit north now. Back to back.
Graham giving Rory's dad a hug.
And his dad just said, how about that back to back for us?
I'll never forget the words from Graham McDowell's father last year at Pebble Beach. That is, you're something, kid. Well, so is Rory.
Look at that. That's a fun feeling.
And I know there's a lot of folks in the Northern Ireland camp celebrating. Darren Clark, I know he's ecstatic. Lee Westwood from that same Chubby Chandler camp. They've been joking around this week how it's going to be the possible Chubby Slam. Schwartzel is his guy. He won the Masters, and Chubby's got another guy here that's going to win the U.S. Open. Yang for par.
Has to be an all-world par if he makes it.
So that means Jason Day is going to have a second straight runner-up finish in a major championship as Yang slips to 6 under. Along with Westwood, along with Chappell, along with Garrigus.
Now this will finish off a dream week for a 22-year-old.
Another U.S. Open champion from Northern Ireland. An unreal performance from Rory Mcllroy, the 2011 United States Open champion.
I'm sure Dad will be showing up anytime soon.
Jim Harler, president of the USGA. Mike Davis, executive director.
Just call it. Thank you very much. Dad, happy Father's Day. Thanks, man.
He's had him here all championship week long. Eating breakfast with him most of the week. Staying together in the same house.
You're a legend. Enjoy. There you go, Rory.
You're a legend. Enjoy. It was a legendary performance.
Well, Irish eyes are definitely smiling right now.
And I know Ron is probably crying back in Northern Ireland. You can't forget about his mother, Rose. So much a part of what has happened in Rory's young life, an only child. He and his dad and his mother would sacrifice vacation time, scraping enough money together to get Rory over here to the United States for the first time at that junior tournament in Miami, which was the first time they thought he was going to take a path to stardom. And it has just absolutely rocketed here at Congressional. Rory Mcllroy, all 4 rounds in the 60s. An electrifying performance. 8-shot win over Jason Day. Potential has turned into reality. Happy Father's Day indeed. Back with the presentation in a moment.
PGA Tour player experience at TPC Sawgrass for you and 3 friends. Only from MasterCard.
Hey guys, what's the holdup?
First time? Yeah, actually it is. Yeah.
Making your time on the course last as long as you possibly can. Priceless. MasterCard World Elite cardholders now have access to select TPC courses. Book your trip today at pgatour.com/MasterCard.
I'm Phil Mickelson, pro golfer. If you have painful, swollen joints, I've been in your shoes. One day I'm on top of the world. The next I'm saying, I have this thing called psoriatic arthritis. I had some intense pain. It progressively got worse. My rheumatologist told me about Enbrel. I'm surprised how quickly my symptoms have been managed.
Because Enbrel suppresses your immune system, it may lower your ability to fight infections. Serious, sometimes fatal events including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, other cancers, and nervous system and blood disorders have occurred. Before starting Enbrel, your doctor should test you for tuberculosis and discuss whether you've been to a region where certain fungal infections are common. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu. Tell your doctor if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if while on Enbrel you experience persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness.
Get back to the things that matter most. Good job, girls. Ask your rheumatologist if Enbrel is right for you.
Center Court Wimbledon. Will Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer meet again for tennis's most prestigious title, the Championships, Wimbledon. Coverage begins Saturday, 1 Eastern on NBC.
Gathering on the 18th green for the presentation. Rory's still taking care of some business, getting the card signed. So while they do that, we show you how he got to this incredible final round, which included a slew of U.S. Open scoring records. Birdie from right at the first, Johnny. That was pretty important.
It was. He hit a perfect 3-wood off the tee and a great iron and a nice putt.
Saving par at the second. So at that point, Rory was at 15 under, and the lead was 9. Second at the 4th.
Again, another terrific tee shot, and just a 3/4 little short iron shot here to this hole location on the left, to spin, and it comes right back down inside 5 feet.
So that would give him his second birdie in the first 4 holes, and at that point his lead was 10, matching the largest of the week, and then another par saver at the 5th. This kind of kept things on track, and didn't bring any negativity into his head early on in the round. And then the 3rd at the par 5 6th.
This was in the water. He thought it was in the water. Everybody thought it was in the water, but nope, it carried it just by a foot and got away with it.
And McIlroy ended up saving par there to stay at 16 under. Then in front of the huge crowd at the 10th, a 6-iron.
Probably 20,000 people within, you know, eyeing this shot. Goes up on that hill, stops, and now it's coming down. It looks like, who knows, maybe it'll go in the hole as it turns right. And just an amazing roar, and people sort of in awe. They're hanging out of the clubhouse, and look at the emotion here.
A birdie that got him to 17 under. That is the highest he would be in this championship. But then his 3rd at 16, another par 5.
Just a full sandwich in there, hits past the hole, spins back. Again, beautiful iron shot inside 3 feet.
He's coming a few holes after a bogey at the 12th, so he was back up to 17 under. Bogeyed the 17th to fall to 16 under, and a beautiful up and down from short of the green at 18 to finish in style with a tap in for par. Caps off a 69, and then the hug and embrace with his father, Jerry. So we look at the records. He's now risen to the 4th spot on the world golf rankings, and Rory Mcllroy has now set or tied 12 U.S. Open records. That's the same number that Tiger turned in 2000 at Pebble Beach, and it started from the get-go. And then the 36-hole records, turning them into 72-hole records. The 268, 4 shots better than the old 272 total. The old 272 total, which was shared by a few golfers.
Sorry.
And there is his agent, Chubby Chandler, we've been talking about all day long. He's got himself quite a stable of international players.
You only need one guy right now, and you're looking at him.
He says one of the main reasons, or one of the reasons, why Rory has continued with his humility is the fact that it's been passed down from Darren Clark to Lee Westwood to McIlroy, and right now he's about ready to get presented his first major championship trophy, being escorted out to the 18th green by the president of the USGA, Jim Hyler.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jim Hyler. I'm the president of the United States Golf Association. Please join me in welcoming our 111th U.S. Open champion, Rory Mcllroy.
Rory, congratulations. Every U.S. Open is played under different conditions, so what is the absolute best performance is to some extent subjective, but strictly by the numbers, you set or tied 12 records, lowest in relation to par, lowest total score. Can you play any better than this?
I could have held a couple more putts today. Overall, the whole week has been incredible. I couldn't ask for much more, and just so happy to be holding this trophy.
Obviously, to win it under any circumstance is something special, but are you aware that this is one of the most notable victories in the long history of this championship?
Yeah, I am. I know how good Tiger was in 2000 to win by 15 at Pebble, and I was trying to go out there today and emulate him in some way. I played great for 4 days, and I couldn't be happier.
You've now been in contention at the last 4 majors, and finally you win this one. What did the experience of the previous 3, especially the most recent one at Augusta, do for you, and how did it play into this weekend?
You know, Augusta was a very valuable experience for me. You know, I knew what I needed to go. I knew what I needed to do today to win. And Augusta, I learned a few things about myself and about my game. And I put a few different things into practice, and paid off.
Anything you want to reveal?
No.
Well, I tried. Near ace at 10. That would have been sweet.
You know, I'm very happy with the 2 there any day. You know, that was the point in the round that I really felt that, you know, it was mine to lose then, even though I went out with a big lead. But after making 2 there on one of the most difficult holes on the golf course, to make 2 there and get away with a 4 on 11, you know, I knew I needed to do something pretty bad to lose it. So, no, I played solid on the way in, and, you know, here I am.
Your dad was here. What have you said to him since you signed your card, since you finished? What does it mean to you to have him here?
It means the world. Happy Father's Day, Dad, wherever you are. This one's for you.
And for the record, it is considered Father's Day in Northern Ireland, right? This is Father's Day.
Yeah. You know, I have to mention my dad, but I also have to mention my mum, who's back home as well. I know she's watching, and you know, everything that my mum and dad have done for me over the years, you know, I can't thank them enough.
Graham McDowell, who of course won it last year, said that the odds on 2 straight U.S. Open winners from Northern Ireland are pretty much like a lottery number.
I thought I had a pretty good chance.
That was before you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for such a small nation, to win 2 U.S. Opens in a row is pretty special. So, you know, I know there'll be, as Graham said last year, a lot of pints of Guinness going down about this time. And
he said they'd keep the pubs open late last year. They'll probably do the same this year.
I hope so. I hope so. I know a few of my friends will be out partying, and I can't wait to get back home and join them.
You have lots of fans here. People yelling as we're talking, "Love you, Rory." We heard the chants of Rory, Rory. Will you play more in the United States after this?
I might have to.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Dan, there's your U.S. Open champion.
Well, Bob, you get a sense of what we've been talking about all week long. Of how humble he is, how appreciative he is, and how likable he is.